Alright guys, what is going on? It is Destroy back, or Dylan, and we have the silver to gold players to invest in for the roster update. I'm not necessarily invested in all these players because as I do information, it's hard to invest in all these guys. I have more confident picks that I invest in, but I'm still going to give plays out to people who have a bunch of stubs or aren't invested in anybody yet, and the prices have changed for players that I've called out. So um, right now I have silver starting pitchers. So I'll go and there are. I'm not looking at every single person's stats. I'm looking at a majority stat, looking at what they've done this season, what they've done in the last 30 days, stuff like that, and just names that pop up. You can ask me questions in the comments, and I'll look up that player, look at their stats, stuff like that, look at their price, and I will give you my honest opinion. Um, but for this video, I'm just going to try to keep it as short as I can. I know the last Gold to Diamond video I just made the other day was pretty long, so I'm hoping to keep it either around that time or a little bit shorter. So, first off, Tajan Walker for the Mets. I think his numbers look very good this season. Last 30 days, those match up. I'm going to try to say his name. Give me hate. I know it's going to come. Anthony Discalfalani. I'm going to say that I got that right. He is probably the guy that I'm looking forward to most of going to gold. Um, he's a 78 overall, and his numbers look really good. Definitely worth if you need somebody that is probably for sure going to go gold. Um, we keep going down. Sean Mena, I think, is very underrated for where he's at. It's pretty hard for him to go up 4, but I believe he has the potential to. Um, but his numbers look really good on the season. So he's definitely someone that I would consider to possibly get gold, hit a +4, but I wouldn't go all in on it either. Um, Kyle Gibson is another one of the league leaders in ERA. He's not big in batting average or WHIP. He does need a +4, but his ERA is very impressive. And that would be probably all that I consider right now, guys. Um, there's not really anybody else that I'm seeing that stands out. The only other person would be, you say, he would be the only other person I consider just because his numbers on the season aren't that bad, and he's only a 77. So um, he would be the only other player that I would consider around here for starting pitchers. All right, guys. Now we have closers here. I did skip past relievers um, because relievers are it's so hard to judge them, and I don't want to call out anything that I'm probably not confident in or really know exactly what I'm trying to look for in those stats. So we'll just go to closers. It's a little bit easier to tell. Ryan Presley, obviously, you can see by his price, he is a 79 overall. He just needs a boost to 1. He's got a perfect ERA the last month, 6 for 6 in save opportunities and 20 strikeouts. Um, and he's got 2 wins as well. On the season, he's got 14 saves, 1.5 ERA, 45 strikeouts, and 35 innings, and a .83 WHIP. So probably one of the more confident guys going gold, as well as Iglesias. Iglesias on the season, he doesn't look too bad as well. I'll bring up his season stats. I was kind of looking at the 30 days to see if any of the numbers were different. The only thing that worries me is he does have a 3.52 ERA, which is one of the highest among closers around that area. He's got a 6-3 record, which is not really typical for closers. But he does have 16 saves out of 19 opportunities, 38 innings pitched. And the thing I think that attracts a lot of people, and yeah, he's got 58 strikeouts, so um, I could see him go gold. I could see him stay at 79, but he'll probably end up going gold. A lot of people have been on Jake McGee, as you can see by the price. I'm not as confident with Jake McGee as I am. He just needs a +1, so I guess that stands out. 2.97 ERA, 16 saves and 18 opportunities, 33 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts, .84 WHIP, which is pretty, I'd say, above average for WHIP, and a 196 batting average again. So, um, what I if you're looking for a guy to go gold, I'd probably go Iglesias or Presley over McGee. But there is still a chance if you're trying to make the stubs, there is a chance that he goes gold, and you're going to make a little more return on interest on him. I think Will Smith has. He was a little. I was a little more confident. If you watched the last silver to gold video I made, a little more confident on him. His numbers are improving. The last 15 games he's pitched has definitely changed from the beginning of the season. Um, but he's got, it's hard to say. On the season, he's got a 3.53 ERA, 17 saves, 35 innings pitched, 46 strikeouts, a 1.09 WHIP. Look at his last 15 games, a 2.5 ERA, 8 saves, 17 strikeouts, and 14 innings. So, yeah, his numbers aren't bad at all. Um, a lot of people are looking at Richard Rodriguez. I'm not confident in that. I guess because he's a 78. Um, but he's on Pittsburgh. It's just hard for me to go after that when that team does not win a whole lot in that division. Brad Hand, I continue to say, in my opinion, he's really really underpriced for how good he's been lately. Um, 19 saves, 36 strikeouts, and 37 innings at 2.43 ERA. I mean, yeah, I to me, he's very undervalued. And then Alex Reyes, guys, I think if you want someone long term to invest in, Alex Reyes is probably that guy right now. He's a 73 overall MLB. I mean, the show has yet to upgrade him where he should be. He's got a 1.52 ERA. 20. He's never blown a save on record. He's 20 for 20. 41 innings pitched, 54 strikeouts. I think the thing that has been holding him back is his walks. He's got 32 walks in 41 innings, but he's still got a batting average of 154 against and an ERA of 1.52. So, very undervalued. I'd go after Alex Reyes if you're looking for a very long-term hold from possibly a bronze to a gold. So, that's it for closers, guys. All right, guys, I only have one catcher, and this guy, I do not um, call him out for a silver to gold necessarily this roster update, but I do think if he continues playing the way he's playing lately, um, that he has potential to go gold in the next roster update. If he doesn't this one, I still don't think he is going to go gold in this roster update. I mean, his stats don't stand out as anything special. The only thing that stands out to me, he's got a 303 batting average, 399 on base, 874 OPS, 8 home runs, 26 RBIs, 32 runs, in 198 at bats. So that's the only thing that stands out is the average and on base. So if he continues around that trend in his last 30 days, last 7 days, last 15, or around that number, um, I definitely think that potentially next roster update, he can go gold. So you'd probably get a discount on him right now if you invest quite a bit on him uh, at his price point now. All right, guys, I did not see anybody at first base that I entirely liked. Um, uh, it's there weren't just any numbers that stood out to me. Any guys that looked good have played very poorly as of late. So it wouldn't be wouldn't be confident picking any of those guys. Like I said, we always look for trends. You look at the season numbers and then you look at the last 30 days, 15, 7 days, and you see if the trend continues of their performance. If their numbers look average or above average of what they've done on the season, or just above the league average, then yes, I'd say invest. If you look at their season numbers, they look really, really good. And then you go in the last 30 games, 15 games, 7 games, and those numbers are incredibly lower than what they are, chances are they're not going to go up. MLB has done some weird stuff, though, I do admit, but if you're looking to make stubs, that's probably not the smartest thing to do. Um, so David Fletcher is a 79 overall. I don't see like his numbers. He's got a 286 batting average, a 316 on base, The batting average is second best among second basemen. I get that. I do. He has no home runs though. 26 RBIs, 47 runs, 89 hits, and only 14 doubles. So I mean, you look at Adam Frazier, and he's sort of got similar numbers, but he's also leading the league in hits. He's got 51 runs, 24 doubles. And he actually has 4 home runs. Um, so David Fletcher, I guess because he's a 79, people are on him. But I'd probably look at Chris Taylor on the season. He's got 10 home runs, 43 RBIs, 60 runs. He's got a batting average of 271, but an on-base percentage of 382, which is second among second basemen. And his stats, as of late, have looked really good. So Chris Taylor is the only second baseman that I'm looking at right now. All right, guys, I only have a couple names for outfielders. It's very difficult looking at all the numbers of silver players and comparing them to gold players, diamond players, and among other silver players. So um, we'll go to left field first, guys. The only name that really stands out to me is Kyle Schwarber. I think what he did and his numbers just after that big stretch he's had are still pretty good for 76 overall, and one of the guys that took a huge jump in home runs. Um, and I could compare to like Adolis Garcia. Um, if everyone remembers how good he was doing, and he's kind of fallen off since. I think Kyle Schwarber could definitely hit gold. He's at a very discounted price for a player that had as great of a run as he did, and his batting average and on base have still been pretty good throughout that. Kyle Schwarber you can definitely get at a discounted price, and he's probably the only player I'd look at for going gold at left field. I take a look at center field. There's not a lot to look at. The only player, um, maybe it's back at left field. I'm sorry. I thought I saw a name that stood out to me. Apparently not. Yeah, apparently not. So I didn't like anybody at shortstop. I didn't like anybody at third base. And there's not a lot of names I like at outfield. Hunter Renfroe, a lot of people are on because he's 79 overall and he's put up okay numbers, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for him to go gold. But you're not looking at making a lot of profit if he does go gold. He's at 750 already. I mean, you could still make 250 stubs, but um, yeah, in my opinion, Adam Duvall probably has a decent chance. I'm not going to say that he's going to go gold or anything like that, but his numbers have been really good on the season and the last 30 games he's played. They're pretty good in numbers that I do like. I do remember what I like, guys. I'm sorry. Going back to that, so Adam Duvall and Kyle Schwarber are pretty much the only outfielders that I consider. J.P. Crawford is definitely a name I'd hold on to right now. He is cheap for what he's producing right now. I don't think he's necessarily going to go gold, but I think we get him at least to a 78. I'm probably looking at him hitting a 79. That would be the goal, and then probably gold at the next roster update. So you can get him pretty cheap right now before he gets that bump up. So that's it for the silver players that to look for at this roster update, guys. So I hope this does help. Let me know who you guys are looking at in the comments. Always feel free to ask questions. I'll try to respond as quick as I can. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support.